The search continues this morning for the gunman who shot and killed the manager and aunt of Detroit rapper Tee Grizzley. 41-year-old Jabina Brown was shot in the area of 3 Mile Drive and Mack Avenue on the city's east side Tuesday night. Now, this is an update to a story that we brought you Wednesday morning. TMZ is reporting that Brown was in the back seat of a car when the suspect approached and started shooting, and she was rushed to the hospital where she later died. It is not clear if Tee Grizzley was the intended target of the attack. The rapper and his driver were not injured.
Police lights explode across the screen and a thunderous crack splits the headline. Did Tee Grizzley get his aunt pregnant, and did that secret turn deadly? July 2025. Inside a packed Michigan courtroom, the prosecutor spells it out. The state believes Jobina Brown was carrying Tee Grizzley's child, and that pregnancy may be tied to motive. One sentence and the 6-year-old case erupts like fireworks. Detectives now link the murder weapon to a Chicago 600 crew affiliate who later smiled beside Tee at his wedding. They also say someone else helped plan the hit and is still at large. Stick with us as we chase every twist to find out whether Tee is a grieving nephew or something far more explosive than anyone could imagine.
Day 1 of trial, cameras roll. The prosecutor asks, was Miss Brown pregnant with Tee Grizzley's child? Gasp, echo off wooden benches. Because JB was only an aunt by marriage, a baby would blow up reputations, marriages, and million-dollar royalties. From that moment on, every theory bends around one haunting question: who wanted that pregnancy erased? Late Tuesday, a black Chrysler 300 crawls down 3 Mile Drive. Tee hops out to greet another aunt. JB waits him back. A man strides up to the front passenger door, Tee's side, yanks it open, and fires 8 shots across the cabin. The driver guns it toward the ER. Tee runs back to chaos. No shooter, no shattered glass, and no clear target.
So the night everything happened, man, can you kind of go over that night with us? I know y'all was at the studio. I seen you on your Instagram.
Yeah, so we was at the studio with Guapo and Jay Swan or whatever. And I'm going over to my cousin's house, my older cousin. Mm-hmm. He was real close with my pops, just like my pops' brother. Mm-hmm. And I always try to, you know what I'm saying, show him some love, because that's another wound we really ain't healed from.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I went over there and I was telling her, like, come in the house. And she like, no, I don't want to go in. I'm begging her to come in the house. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, certain areas, you just can't, you just got to move right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't about where you at. I could go anywhere I want to.
Right.
But I gotta move right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm moving right, can't nothing happen to me. So I'm telling her to come in the house. She like, no. Because JB was kind of like funny acting about dirty houses.
Okay.
And stuff like that. The house wasn't even dirty, but to her, she just a clean, real clean person.
Okay.
It's like, no, I don't want to go in them people's house. I don't want to sit on their furniture and all that stuff. I'm like, all right, I'll be right back. So I'm knocking on the door. My people's taking so long to come to the door. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And they finally come to the door. As soon as I see her, As soon as I see my auntie, she about to open the door. I just hear a whole bunch of shots going off. You know what I'm saying? Behind me. I hear a whole bunch of shots going off. So I get down because I'm thinking they about to come to the side and start, you know what I'm saying, shooting at me, and I ain't got nothing on me at the time. Mm-hmm. My cousin ran out with a gun. I'm like, perfect. So we ran out on the street. When we ran out, my driver was gone with no cars out there. I'm like,
She was in the. So what was the vehicle? She was in the car. Like,
yeah, she was in the car. She was in the car.
Okay.
She was in the car on the street. So my cousin ran out with the gun or whatever, and we ran out in the front to see what's going on, and to, if somebody up on us, we gonna get them off us.
The camera holds on Tee's eyes, wide, blinking hard as if replaying the scene in slow motion. On paper, his version tracks, but veterans from Detroit to Chicago call cat.
So once we got outside, once we got in the front where they was at, my driver gone. There's no cars out here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, wait. Let me ask you this. So, was you had to enter through the back door or something?
Yeah, I walked
Side door. Okay, I get you. Okay.
But basically, I don't even know what's going on at this point.
Okay.
So we in the front, I look in the street. I don't see no glass in the street, so I'm like, oh, they straight. You know what I'm saying? That's probably some. I didn't even think this had nothing to do with us.
Okay.
You feel me?
Right.
But my cousin still came out there with the gun though. Mm-hmm. So I was cool with going out there. I'm like, I ain't see no glass in the street. I'm thinking they heard some shots and pulled off. Okay. So now I'm mad now. Like, y'all heard them shots, why would y'all leave me over here?
Right.
You feel me? You could at least call me and told me, like, it's too much going on over here. Come on, we gone. You know what I'm saying? That my driver ended up calling me, like, they told me what happened. So basically what happened, they walked up to my door and opened my door. You know what I'm saying? Some niggas opened my door trying to get at me. Ended up hitting her up. But, like, niggas was coming for me because they opened my door.
Okay.
And was shooting in the car. They hit her 8 times, though.
And you have no idea where this came from?
No, I ain't got no idea where it came from. But it ain't even matter where it came from. I felt like everybody was a suspect.
8 precise shots at close range feel like a professional send-off, not a panic trigger pull. Neighborhood OGs point out that no round sprayed the windshield, no ricochet scarred the frame, every slug found its mark, center mass. Then there's the missing glass. T insists the pavement was clean, meaning the shooter calmly opened the door before firing. Street logic says you only do that when you know exactly who you want, and you've got a few silent seconds to finish the job. Toss in an unscathed driver who could identify the gunman, and skeptics argue the hit was laser focused on JB from the jump. Either T misread the danger, or he's shielding something no podcast host has pried loose yet. August 24, 2019. 4 sleepy days crawl by. Hertz employees wait for a blue Nissan Versa to roll back onto the lot. It never shows. Corporate logs the sedan as stolen, but detectives see something juicier. The car's last GPS ping comes from the I-94 on-ramp, heading toward Chicago. For investigators, that missing return slip is louder than a gunshot, because ditching a rental means ditching security cameras, ID checks, cleaning crews, and mileage reports that could prove who drove where on murder night. Whoever held the keys knew a Monday morning detailer might vacuum up shell casings, hair fibers, or worse, a faint fog of burnt gunpowder. By sliding past the drop-off counter, the killer bought 2 extra months of freedom, until the Versa resurfaced in one very unlucky alley. 60 days pass. Chicago cops creep into an alley behind 5920 South Kumite Ave and spot the stolen Versa, still wearing its Hertz tags. Jermaine Wu-Thang Weeden bolts. He slips, a Glock 23 skids across gravel, the exact gun that fired every round into JB. A woman dives back toward the car, clawing until officers pin her wrists. Same car, same gun. 2 months later, detectives call a presser. We do not believe Mr. Weeden acted alone. Fast forward to June 2024. A waterfront venue glows with string lights. T Grizzly says I do under a floral arch. Standing just off his left shoulder is Bua 600, beaming in a silk bow tie, while other 600 members, Wu-Thing's Day 1 homies, pose for Instagram shots with champagne flutes. Swipe through the carousel and you'll spot the exact Rolex Wu flash in old music videos gleaming in the reception hall. When the mugshot of Jermaine Wu-Thing Weeden drops months later, online sleuths splice it next to the bridal party pics. The juxtaposition sparks a viral hashtag, #groomsman or gunman. Comment sections explode with theories. Did T forgive by association? Or did he never see Wu as a threat because they were always on the same side? Bloggers zoom in on T's grin, Bua's hand on his shoulder, and ask the question no mainstream outlet will print. Does friendship trump family, or does it hide conspiracy?
First came home, I had asked a lot of people in my family for a chance, because this is what I was really trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, can y'all help buy me a beat? I really want to rap, you know what I'm saying? A lot of them just wasn't taking me serious. Like, you better go get a job, what you trying to rap for, and all this other stuff.
Right. And she believed in you.
She believed in me. She was the only one. That first day out video, she paid for the video, bought the outfit I had on in the video, everything.
He chuckles, almost shy. She paid for the studio, bought my first day out outfit, even checked the lighting behind the cameraman. That gamble exploded. The single racked up millions, labels called, and every check T cashed afterward carried JB's fingerprints. So when whispers say he might have turned on the woman who built him, supporters feel the sting. Here is when motives turn murky. First, the pregnancy whisper. Courtroom insiders claim JB planned to reveal her baby news after T's wedding season wrapped. If that child were T's, scandal would ripple through every sponsorship, every streaming deal, every marriage vow still drying in ink. Silencing the mother would erase the secret before it grew big enough to walk. Second, the money trail. Back when T was fresh out and still on paper, lawyers say he tucked his early masters under JB's LLC to dodge restitution claims. Years later, those masters are worth a small fortune. Friends insist JB wanted her cut. Enemies claim she just wanted repayment. Either way, paperwork can feel like handcuffs when 8-figure checks hit your inbox and somebody else's signature sits above yours. Finally, the street beef current that never stops flowing. Detroit and Chicago collect grudges like trophies. Hurt the artist's kin and you hurt his heart, his focus, his brand. Wu-Thing's 600 allegiance slots neatly into that playbook. Shoot the aunt, leave the nephew shaken, watch the empire wobble. 3 stories circle the drain, but only one truth sits at the bottom of that Chrysler's blood-stained leather. Courtroom day 3. The prosecution calls its surprise witness, T. Grizzly's older aunt, the homeowner on 3 Mile Drive who heard the gunfire just feet from her door. She steps up in a navy church dress, clutching a small white Bible so tight her knuckles fade to chalk. The prosecutor asks a single, loaded question. "Ma'am, did you see your nephew run to any window and appear shocked, as he told police?" Her answer slices through the room. "No, sir, I did not." Gasps ripple through the gallery. T drops his gaze to the defense table and starts scribbling on a yellow legal pad. Jurors lean forward as if they're afraid to miss a whisper. Under cross-examination, she doubles down, saying T stayed by the door frame, calm but tense, like someone waiting to hear the rest of a story he already knew. Defense counsel argues memory blur, stress, bad lighting, but the seed of doubt is planted, watered, and blooming in real time. During recess, reporters swarmed the hallway. A local TV mic catches the aunt murmuring, "I just want justice for JB, nothing else." That clip hits Twitter, racks up 500,000 plays, and triggers a fresh storm of opinion videos within hours. Almost on cue, Detroit PD reposts its Crime Stoppers reward flyer. Same $2,500 bounty, but this time stamped with a bold red, "Still unsolved." Detectives stand outside the courthouse entrance, handing paper copies to anyone willing to take one. The message is clear. Even with Wu Thing behind bars, somebody else is walking free, and the walls are closing in. Inside the courtroom, jurors can't unhear the family member's contradiction. One leans back, folds his arms, and stares at T like he's seen a different man from the one on the witness stand 2 days earlier. The energy shifts. You can feel it in the gallery's shallow breaths and in the way defense lawyers huddle tighter around their client. By the time court adjourns, the hashtag Windowgate trends in Detroit, Chicago, and briefly nationwide. Talk radio callers speculate about silent accomplices, staged shock, and whether T's original statement was a life-saving lie or an intentional smokescreen. Outside, TV cameras frame the courthouse steps against a sunset that glows blood orange, almost symbolic of 8 fatal flashes 6 years prior. The hunt for the missing piece intensifies right there, live on cable news feeds, as the court clerk locks tomorrow's witness list away from prying eyes. Pull back and see the picture. A superstar whose first hit exists because one woman believed in him. That woman shot 8 times after someone swings open the door bearing his name. A stolen Versa that never returns to Hertz, later found in Chicago with the murder Glock still warm. The man cuffed at the scene smiles beside T's best friend at a wedding table, and high above it all floats one unanswered question about an unborn child, heavy enough to crush reputations and maybe end lives. Is T Grizzly an unlucky nephew, caught in a storm of rival cities and friends he can't control? Or is he the architect who erased the one secret that could topple everything he built, from JB's first fearless investment? I can't decide for you, but the jury might, and soon. Tell me what you believe in the comments, smash like if your pulse is still racing, and hit subscribe. Detroit's next headline could flip this entire story again, and you'll want the front row seat.